Good evening, traders, and welcome to our show After Hours with Bereez. And as you can see on the screen today, market was a mixed bag. Well, the large companies did not move up. The smaller ones in each of the sectors, so Bajaj Finance, from Finance, ITC, Power Grid, Cipla, Hero Motocorp. These are few companies which actually managed to close in green, but the large ones, the banks, the IT companies, the FMCG giants, they were either flat or down. And as a result, you can see index closed down by 0.5%. Well, at a point it looked like we might break even further, but that did not happen. In fact, after the initial fall from 930 935 onwards, index has pretty much consolidated in a very tight range of about 100 points. And day before the second weekly expiry of Finnifty, this kind of behavior is a little worrying, because when you have such kind of volatility compression, the chances of a violent move in the market tomorrow increases. As you can see on your screen, 17,760 was where Nifty closed, and this is the trend line I'm watching, because there is a chance, and of course there is this reaction level that we have discussed earlier. This line plus this line can actually cause a sort of a breakout to happen here. So I am keeping an eye out on this setup, especially in Nifty. Moving to Banknifty, we are changing the order here today. We are doing Banknifty second instead of first, and Banknifty's move today was, well, very similar to that of Nifty's. After the initial down move, well, bar of a few green candles, after the down move, Bank Nifty also consolidated in a very tight range for throughout the day, taking away a lot of premiums along with it. So of course volatility compression has happened here as well. And if we go on a larger time frame, the previous ATH, that's the level we are back at. So after this breakout, a retest, another retest, breakdown, now we are again at this level. So as you can see, this level is playing an important role in movement of Bank Nifty. So it is very interesting to see how this trade plays out. Of course, this mother candle that Kshitij had talked about in earlier after hours shows, make sure you do not miss any of those, because we do continue our analysis show by show. The charts don't change, but they change by one candle every day, so a lot of our analysis just carries forward. So as you can see here, this mother candle with a large range, we are still inside that. So still no way to tell which way the market will decide to break out. So we are keeping an eye out on this as well, but I do not see any obvious Bank Nifty setup here. But of course, if Kshitij finds one, you will see that in our shorts today morning, as usual, about 7:30. That's the time our short goes up. Coming to Finnifty, since tomorrow is the expiry of Finnifty, a little bit it warrants a little bit of discussion. This level 18,658, 18,6, about 18,660. That's the, again, mother candle stop. That is the top level I'm watching, and on the bottom side 18,000. So I know a little bit of a large range for expiry trading, but you never know where the Bank Nifty will open. Depending upon that and looking at the premiums, tomorrow's Bank Nifty setup will take place. Of course, we will discuss that in a little more detail tomorrow. Let us go back to our heat map once again, and in fact let me quickly head on to a much larger and a much more colorful mosaic, if you would. And as you can see, the utility companies dominated by Adani is once again all at lower circuit, bar one. This company, in fact Adani Ports intraday was at upper circuit at one point in time. Then the circuit opened and a little bit of selling came. So apart from this one company, most of the other Adani companies are still down. There was a pattern found by a lot of traders that only the F&O companies in Adani group are not hitting the circuits. All the other companies, may it be Green, Transmission, Wilmar, you name it, and all of them are at their lower circuit prices day after day. So that is something interesting to see. Another little bit of interesting observation, if I should share with you. The large IT companies are in red, the smaller IT companies are in green. Not that they are in any of the setups, just something interesting I found out. One trade that Kshitij took today, and in fact I also added to my quantities of Bajaj Finance, since it looks like this particular breakout that we were watching out for. If you remember our earlier show, that breakout has happened. In fact, even on a smaller time frame, it looks like this breakout will sustain. So yeah, Bajaj Finance, our setup has in fact worked. Another interesting setup, and make sure you join our Telegram group, because the next setup I'm talking about I also shared in our Telegram group as the setup was taking place. This particular price 112 plus minus 3-4 rupees is where it looks like Manappuram keeps reacting again and again. So it reacted a few times here, then here, then here, then and again here. So owing to that, I think going long here in cash, of course, because FNO lots in Manappuram are quite large, 6,000 stocks per lot, which I'm not very comfortable with the size. But yeah, for cash long, this I definitely entered. I have entered. I am placing my stop loss somewhere here. So about a 10 rupees stop loss. Mind you, my entry was a little lower than what it shows here. 113.65 was my entry. So about 103, 104 rupees is where my stop loss will be. Yes, it is closer to the psychological level of 100, but I am ready to re-enter if I get it at even lower levels, let's say 90 or something. So that's one setup that I'm following. Coming back to the banks, making a full circle, Bank of Baroda, SBI, PNB looks like among the larger banks, these three have held up. Private banks, well, there was some news about Kotak having a stake in IDBI Bank, and that is perceived as a negative in and there is some regulatory problem as well, it seems like. So that's probably the reaction Kotak has given here. Bandhan Bank and IndusInd Bank, well, not the one side trade very actively, since the moves in them are quite unpredictable. But yeah, there is one setup in Bandhan Bank, not right now, but it might form later on, and another reaction in IndusInd Bank from this particular level. Just some interesting charts I wanted to share on the screen. And the last, just to close the follow-up from our Friday session, after a large move in Titan, it did not manage to close above this particular zone, which I was very sure in the morning when these candles were forming, I was pretty sure that this zone would be clearly broken by Titan, but it's not to be. I think Titan has once again closed near its day's low. So it remains to be seen how it will in fact open tomorrow, and then on successive days, whether this level is breached on the upside or whether this is taken as a resistance and Titan goes down from here. So of course, this is another one of the stocks I am monitoring, since it is also in my portfolio in a quite sizable amount. So I think that concludes all we had to discuss after today's market. So guys, thanks for tuning into After Hours with Bereez. This was Gandhar. Make sure you like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell icon next to it, next to the subscribe button, so that you are notified every time we upload a video. Thanks for tuning in.